when we first moved into our house, we decided to change the front room a little bit and put a new mantle up, paint an accent wall, do the whole refacing of the fireplace. And so my husband thought, let's put the electrical inside the wall so there's no cord showing.
I like that idea.
Yeah. So he decided to cut a hole in the wall. And then I think I was downstairs and all of a sudden I hear all the power turn off, the lights turn off. And then my husband sounds like the father from A Christmas Story. It's just a lot of bickering back and forth. And I said, what did you do? And he said, oh, I cut through the wall and I hit a cord. I was like, oh, he said, don't worry, we'll get the power back up. And so about a couple hours later, he had it all fixed and ready to go. But we were dying laughing because he didn't think anything was in there.
You know, he's probably lucky he didn't get electrocuted.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I've got like 3 different projects. Got doing some painting, and the painting is kind of stalled. I got halfway through my bedroom, the wallpaper's off, and the glue is not all completely off, and so that's kind of stalled. I'm going to be replacing carpet, but I don't want to do that until the painting is done.
Right.
I've decided to move my fireplace. It was kind of in the middle of a wall, and I thought it belonged in the corner, and so I've got it mostly moved, but the guys that are supposed to put the chimney on top of the fireplace have delayed, and so that's stalled.
So you've got 3 projects underway. How long has this been partway done?
I started in August of 21. So I've been living in a construction zone for 4 years.
Well, my remodeler did not understand that I was actually going to put actual porcelain on the floor and halfway up on the walls. So everything was taken out of the bathroom, stool, the vanity and everything. And when he got here and realized that, yeah, it's going to be real porcelain, he goes, oh, he said, well, then I'm going to have to go get mortar board. That's what you put behind the porcelain.
Right.
So the mortar board is between the porcelain and the actual wall. So that's what he hadn't understood. So that necessitated some extra time without a stool in the bathroom and without a vanity, which is not a big deal. I've got a bathroom downstairs, but it's, more inconvenient having to go down to the basement.
So let me ask you, did that lead you to going outside to water the flowers occasionally, Roger?
It sure did.
One time it was one of my installers.
How big of a mess? Talk about that.
It was a big living room. It was probably about almost 30 feet long,
Jeez.
16 feet wide, and he had plenty of carpet to do it. He didn't know how to cut 2 square sides. I mean, he didn't know what a square was, apparently, because when he put the pieces together, they almost formed an arc. And trying to seam that back into the room is kind of hard to do. So he called me up and said he was in trouble. And I went back and I got over there and I undid all of his seams and squared everything up. And I ended up with 3 inches of carpet left over.
Oh, man. Boy, that's not much, is it?
Not really. But I was able to seam it all together and make it look good. And all you had to do was stretch it in after that. But
So by the time you paid him and then didn't pay yourself, you probably came away underwater on that job, huh?
yeah, I lost a little bit on that job. He cost me probably around $10,000, $15,000 the whole time he worked for me. He screwed up quite a few jobs that I didn't know he screwed up until I had already fired him.
Oh, my gosh. All the time. Like my dad, when he was alive, we did everything in seasons. Between deer season, turkey season, like hunting season, okay?
Right.
Like he would try to fit everything in, like in between them seasons.
Give me an example of a project that you had to fit in that went on forever. Okay.
Back when I was like a freshman in high school, we got an above ground pool, okay? And he's out there, my dad was, with a 2x4 and a level, taking it the ground down a little bit at a time. And I was like, man, by the time he gets this done, it's going to be fall, winter time.
I'll bet that took him forever if he was doing that himself.
Yeah, so my brother and I, we was looking for the neighbor down the road, baling hay and baling straw for him, and he had a bobcat. He let us take the bobcat home. We had what he needed done within like 10 minutes.
What else did he do between seasons? Like a home improvement project?
Oh, yeah. The siding on the house. It took like 8 years almost.
I think you're the new clubhouse leader for amount of time between projects.
The basement never got finished.
Oh, you mean the perpetual return of the kitchen?
Yeah. What's going on at your place?
Well, it's back when I lived in Philly. We had what eventually became the perpetual return of the kitchen. We hired a contractor, and they did the demo, and then never came back.
Whoa.
And
Whoa. Say that again. They did what?
they did the demo, and then never came back.
So you were left without a kitchen?
I was left without a kitchen with 4 kids. That was not nice.
Oh my God. What did you do?
Well, we kind of cobbled things back together and called another guy, and he came in and put it together enough that I could cook and kind of clean up. And I found out at that point that the best way to get a dishwasher was to refuse to do dishes.
That's genius.
And then I eventually had to go away to summer camp with the kids, and it took all summer for the kitchen to finally be finished when we came back.
Oh my.
But yeah, it came to be known as the perpetual return of the kitchen.
So we bought the house last year and moved in, and we didn't know that they had cats. They did a really good job of hiding that. But when we tore up the flooring,
Oh no.
the linoleum, you would have thought that the Humane Society exploded in our basement and that they didn't take the. Oh my God. We had to buy one of those ozone machines.
Sure.
And literally put up the plastic and tape it off and take the guinea pig and the dogs out for a day trip so we could get rid of that. Oh my God. It was the most awful smell ever.
I have smelled that smell in a house where you could tell they had 7 cats. And I can't imagine how they hid that stench.
Like that?
Yeah, and much less living like that.
Yep, I have no idea. So I think what they did was the floor had been sealed. So I think that they were like, this smells real bad. And they just sealed the entire, because it's a split level. So it was the whole basically hallway of the whole downstairs area.
I bet you're right.
And it was like sealed under like layers of wax. I don't know what wax they used, but my gosh.
It was
so
good,
we
huh?
did eradicate that. But yeah, it looks a lot nicer now. But my God.
I bet it smells a lot
They had to
nicer
put
too, huh?
hills down. It does. I don't know how people live like that, Woody.
What do you say, buddy?
Hey, so Rusty, I know you've done a lot of home improvement work, and I know you're not a home improvement expert,
Far from it, brother.
so do tell.
Well, I'll just start with the roof project we did a few summers ago, me and a couple of my brothers, and we got a nice flat roof above the bathroom, and we put a new roof on it. And come fall, when I was over the road there, Mama went up there to clean the gutters, and she kept getting shocked. You know, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure what's going on there, but, you know, she's like, it gets worse as I get closer to the house. I said, well, we'll go in the bathroom and turn the light off. And she had the boy turn the light off, and sure enough, she wasn't getting shocked. Well, it turns out we drove a screw through the light switch, through the light socket there in the bathroom.
Who wouldn't have driven a screw through the light socket? Makes perfect sense to me.
That would be my brother, Nick.
Who is, by the way, not an electrician, just plays one during DIY projects.
No. We were just putting a flat roof on, and we screwed down a couple of pieces of trim, and sure enough, went right through that wire for the light switch.
So how did we resolve this light switch roof shock, gutter shock issue?
We had to put a new roof on eventually. But